Molasses is usually something you'd find in your kitchen, slow and sticky, perfect for baking or drizzling on food. But in 1919, it became the center of one of the most bizarre disasters in American history. This is the story of the Great Molasses Flood, when 2 million gallons of syrup turned Boston's North End into a deadly river. It all started in 1915, when the Purity Distilling Company decided to build a giant storage tank for molasses. The tank was meant to supply industrial alcohol for making munitions during World War I. The location? Right in the heart of a busy neighborhood filled with families and small businesses. But the company was in a hurry. They skipped blueprints, ignored safety checks, and didn't bother with proper engineering oversight. The steel walls were only half as thick as they should have been, and the rivets holding it all together were cheap and brittle. Driven by profit and speed, corners were cut at every step. The result? A disaster that would change engineering laws forever. Boston faced a sudden temperature jump, from freezing cold to surprisingly warm in just one day. Inside a massive molasses tank, the heat triggered fermentation, building up dangerous pressure. Workers had already noticed strange noises, but nothing was done. Eventually, the pressure became too much, and the tank burst, unleashing disaster. At 12:40 p.m., in the heart of the city, disaster strikes. Steel rivets shoot through the air like bullets. The entire tank disintegrates with a thunderous roar. A wave of molasses, 25 feet high and moving at 35 miles per hour, crashes through the North End. Buildings are torn from their foundations. Horses are swept off their feet and drown. Entire homes are flattened. Freight trains are thrown off their tracks. Witnesses describe the sound as a machine gun of snapping rivets, followed by a giant whoosh. Then chaos. People try to run but can't. The molasses is too thick. Some are knocked unconscious by debris and suffocate. Others are sucked into the syrup like quicksand. In just minutes, 21 people are dead. 150 more are injured. Dozens of families are left homeless. The city is a sticky ruin. Rescue teams rush in right away, but the scene is overwhelming. Firefighters and volunteers wade through knee-deep molasses. Every step is exhausting. Stretchers sink, boots get stuck. Even breathing is difficult. The air is thick with sugar and chemicals. The cleanup takes months. City crews use salt water and sand to try and break down the molasses. Horses die from exhaustion. Rats infest the streets. And the smell? Residents say it lingered for decades, on sidewalks, in basements, and even in the air. Who was responsible? The victims, mostly working-class immigrants, filed a massive class-action lawsuit against U.S. industrial alcohol. For the first time in U.S. history, expert engineers and scientists were called to testify in court. Their findings were damning. The tank's design was flawed, the materials were substandard, and the entire project lacked basic engineering oversight. It was a turning point. After a 5-year legal battle, the company was found liable and ordered to pay over $600,000 in damages, around $10 million today. But more importantly, the disaster led to new laws. From that point on, engineers had to certify structures. Inspections became mandatory, and public safety became a legal responsibility, not just a suggestion. The Great Molasses Flood sounds absurd, until you realize how preventable it was. This wasn't a freak accident. It was the result of greed, negligence, and ignoring engineering principles. And the cost? Lives lost, families shattered, and a city literally drowning in syrup. So next time you drizzle molasses, just remember, under pressure, even the sweetest things can kill. If you found this story shocking, you'll love the others we're working on. Untold engineering disasters, brilliant inventions gone wrong, and real-world lessons no textbook ever taught you. Hit subscribe and check the pinned comment or description for extra links, photos, and sources. Thanks for watching, and stay curious.